Absolutely.
Well, if you go there, then you have to go to where I live and abide, and that would be the Bible. You remember the book of Esther?
Yes.
The very first chapter talks about a woman who was the queen. Her name was Vashti.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she played the king, where he called her to come in to just so he could show everybody that he brought to this huge party. He was king over 127 provinces, and he wanted her to come in so he could show her beauty. So
Right.
she could be praised.
Right.
She was like, I'm having my own party in his house, but I'm having my own deal going on. And when she denied him, he was like, wait a minute. You don't deny the king.
Right.
I'm trying to praise you. In fact, you only get to do what you're doing because of me. We together in this. Now, if you can't come and be with me on this, then something's wrong.
Right.
Everybody in the kingdom looked at him like, what's the deal, king? What we going to do about this? Because if you let this happen, it's a wrap for all of us. None of us will have any kind of respect in our home. What he wound up doing was having his wise men give a decree. Well, they gave a suggestion, and it wound up being a decree because he saw that it was good for women to understand that you work together with your man. You don't do this whole independent thing where you say, I'm not coming when you call me. But at the same time, I defer back to what you said earlier, Cam. A vision is necessary so you can see that you're working together on something.
Right.
You don't have division as long as you know you got something that's coming out of it. You got a return on the investment. We working on this together.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm down with it. You want to run the road where you want to cook, honey? Honey can be him or her because I can cook. I like to cook. It's relaxing for me.
Well,
But at the same time, at the same time, I'm not stuck to that because if she got a gift out there in the yard and she know how to do some things where she can line up that grass better than me, go ahead, get it on.
Long as you got the broom, we good.
We're going to hold that thought
All right.
and take a break. You're listening to The Drip.
Create eye-catching designs that will make your apparel top of the line. The possibilities are endless with ski tees and apparel. No order too large or small. One item or hundreds, no problem. With quick turnarounds, no setup charges or hidden fees, and rush services to fit your needs. Customize your look today by calling 440-462-9401. That's 440-462-9401. And also follow us on the web at skiteesapparel.com.
You're listening to the Drip Podcast with Nick and Mars. Keep it locked.
It's hot down here, y'all.
It's hot. It's hot. Hey, everybody. We're back with The Drip. Having some good conversation. We left with Orlando laying some wisdom down for us. But let's get back to this submission word. Submission. What does that mean? What does that mean to you, Cam? When you hear submission?
I'm over submission right now. I'm over it.
I think a lot of women have, like I said before, a problem with the word because so many of us were brought up in church and in homes where our moms did everything domestic and child rearing, and it was expected of them, while our fathers or uncles, grandfathers went out and worked and brought the money in. I don't have a problem with the word submission or what it means if that man is yielding also to the
100%.
higher power.
And I think kind of like, I mean, I got on Mar earlier about the millennial comment, but it's true. Like the millennial men or boys aren't raised that way. Like I just had this conversation with my dad. I'm watching him do all kinds of stuff, fix the roof, put in new windows, plumbing, all that good stuff. And I'm just like, Dad, I'm never going to find somebody like you in my age group.
Yeah.
There's not a guy out there that can do all those, because they're not hands-on like that. And he's just like, well, until you do, do it yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not to say that you got to be completely against men and, can't be submissive, do this alpha female, but until you get what you need, do it yourself.
What do you think is the misconception? All of us were raised in church pretty much, or spent most of our lives in church. What do you think is the misconception that males and females have about their roles when they enter into marriage?
It's supposed to be the wife is waiting on you when you come home from work with her little apron on, with your slippers, and hi, honey, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and then I gotta be your freak in the sheets in the bedroom.
And after you eat, you can climb on.
Like, come on.
But that's a lot of men. That's kind of what we know to do. I mean, think about even from an educational perspective. They don't teach shopping school anymore. They don't teach the skills that you were talking about that your dad has, that he probably took in school, in high school. Definitely. He learned a lot of stuff there that gave him trades and different opportunities to do things that now a lot of men are expected to do, but just don't know how to do. We learn a lot of stuff on YouTube, DIY channel.
Yeah.
We trying to learn it on the fly, because they didn't teach it formally. I mean, you go into church, it's a lot of people that will feel like, I'm supposed to eat and hit, because now I can eat and hit, because it's now permissible,
accessible.
And it's accessible.
I need you not to be so forceful with that.
Because that's good. What I can do a lot. However, for me, submission is a help.
That's from Linda.
Yeah, that's Aunt Linda. That's what it is.
She always coming with it.
When you talk about women being submissive, we were created to be the help meet, to help. So, and I listened to something a long time ago, and we hear stuff in church all the time in all of our lives, but it never sinks in until a different time. And someone was preaching, and he said, women were created to be the help. So that insinuates that the man was already in action doing.
Right.
He was cleaning the house, cooking his own food, tending to the garden. He was doing all of that. It just became too much for him to do, and we are to assist him, not to be slaves doing that, but to assist him. And I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Right.
But how do we get to the point where we teach people who are already married, who are not happy in their marriages because of this, and then people who are thinking about getting married, that it's about mutual respect.
Right.
Not about what you can do, what you should be doing. We have to have a mutual respect for each other. Mm-hmm. So, in my house, I'm not taking out the trash. That is one thing that I will not do. Mm-hmm. I get in trouble for trying to do a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do. It's just because it needs to be done. And he'll say, what are you doing? Just let me do it. And I have to learn to back off on those things. But there's a lot that I can do that sometimes I don't think is being done right or on time.
It's taking too long to do it. I'm giving you a time limit.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So there's a lot of arguments in households about that. I said I was going to get it, but if I've been waiting 2 months.
And we
get in trouble for that. We get in trouble for that.
What if you tried taking the word submission, right, and put it somewhere in your house and see it as two different words, sub and mission. Sub meaning below, mission meaning there's a task that has to be done, accomplished.
Yeah.
If you're understanding what the mission is, taking the garbage out ain't gonna be no problem, because we know it's got to be clean in here for anything to get done to accomplish this goal or the mission. So if you have it visible, maybe that's something that can help to be able to keep everybody kind of like on the same page and understand, look, if I ain't doing this, she ain't gonna be submissive. She ain't gonna be supportive. She's not gonna be happy about doing anything I say if I'm not following through on making this ship move from point A to point B.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I think if women got together, that would be the one thing that we want men to see. You all need to be able to move the ship and keep the ship going in order for us to do what you expect us to do in the house.
What's on the ship, though? Where the ship going?
The ship is going wherever we say it's going. That brings it back to the vision of the marriage.
Right when you
That's
said
the
I do.
problem right there.
What?
The ship ain't going wherever you say it's going.
No, wherever we say it's going.
Oh, okay.
Not just me. I said we.
Thank
I feel like y'all write down the mission in
That's
the
vision.
vows.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The mission should be written down when you say I do.
Yeah.
That's when we should, collaborate on that. We got a question.
I can't see.
Why
I think my
are
contacts
women,
working.
especially Christian women, expected to submit to man regardless of capability, capacity, or competence? Move your hand, babe. If my boo thing is bad at money, I'm not submitting to his bad decisions. How do women balance submission and awareness of whatever man is capable of, what her man is capable of? I was thinking about that when I wrote my notes. We're in a marriage. If Lando, if I know I'm not good with money and you are, I'm leaving it up to you.
Right.
That's just common sense.
Yes.
If Andre can cook better than me and he enjoys cooking,
You gonna cook, my dude?
you gonna cook, my dude, and I ain't gonna have a problem with that. So it's about mutual respect and knowing what one can do better than the other. One can do better than the other. If I know some men, I taught my oldest son, how to clean. He cleans his apartment better than his girlfriend. That is what he does. He doesn't think that it's
Let the boy
demeaning.
clean, girl. Let the
It's
boy
just
clean.
it's just not what she does better than him. So that's when you have to work together to keep the ship moving in the right
I'll
direction.
buy your cleaning products
Yes.
as long
What
as you
you
take
need?
care of
Absolutely.
it.
Comment. You have specific brand you want. I got you.
I think it also comes down to, and Vince, tell me what you feel about this, if you agree. It's a trust issue. Even in cleaning, it's a trust issue because, as Mary writes here, how do women balance submission and awareness of her man, of what her man is capable of if she can't balance his money? We're not trying to give you our check when we can't trust that you're going to do the right thing with it when we ain't around. And there's certain things that women display, sometimes unintentionally, that make us feel uncomfortable, not because she's not trustworthy. We could have some baggage and may see some things that remind us of what somebody else did when we gave them trust and the money, and they went out and partied or did some things for some other people that just didn't make them happy.
Yeah.
So it winds up making it more difficult for the next person, which therapy is probably something that a lot of us need, but it's a trust issue, a loyalty issue. It's those big, heavy, foundational building blocks of a relationship that we had to we got to look at those first, because I can't trust you if I'm to give you my check. If I see you, you got things going on, you always on your phone, you can't talk to me. We together. And you still on your phone?
That sounds like communication.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of it, you got to be able to communicate those things.
Because women feel the same way when you're talking about finances and being able to handle stuff. We feel, especially women who have been on their own for a long time. So what do you think?
I agree.
Really?
He holding back.
I agree.
Yeah,
He holding back big time. Holding back big time.
No, listen. I'm not about to do nothing for you that you're not willing to do for yourself. You not willing to get your finances together. Don't look for me to do that. You was messed up
Before you came.
Before I came here. You understand? So that's just where I want.
You wouldn't lead her?
But like,
you wouldn't
yeah.
show her?
Like, this is how I do it. So let me show you a little something.
Yeah, I can show you.
Yeah.
But you can't
like
do
if
it
your
for
credit
her.
is off the roof, if you got great credit and this girl just don't know how to get it right, but she would listen if somebody really paid some attention to her.
Right.
And really showed her, say, look, this is why you don't do this. This
With
is
the
why you
right
don't wait to the
tone.
last minute. Right. You might want to set up some automatic withdrawals, or automatic payments. I mean, if you know that kind of stuff, you would tell her, right?
Is she willing to listen?
If
though?
she willing to listen.
That's the problem.
Submission.
And I think this is the key thing is these are conversations you should have and things you should find out about people before you even enter marriage. This is what engagement should be about. Engagement is not buying dresses, looking for cakes, and trying to find out where you're gonna live. I need you to pull your credit report. I need to see how you do stuff. I need to come and visit your house and see how clean your house is.
What's my credit got to do with anything?
Oh, your credit has a lot to do when you're getting married.
When you find out?
Yeah. What's my credit got to do
in that engagement time? This is stuff that we need to work on because.